Good morning. Welcome to a new edition of Frank and Candid. My name is Tony Nass. Hope you had a great weekend. It was a long one. Hope you had all the fun you can have and you're safely back to the productive world this morning. Haven't overdone it. So we move on. We're looking forward to what's next for us. But let me quickly go through a notice here. The order paper has been circulated for a sitting of the National Assembly to be held at the National Assembly Chambers, Government Headquarters, Bastille, on Thursday, the 5th of August, 2021 at 10 a.m. So notice has been given. The Honorable Minister responsible for international trade, industry, commerce, consumer affairs, and labor, Senator Wendy Phipps, will seek leave to introduce and have read a first time Bureau of Standards Bill 2021 and Consumer Protection Bill 2021. Additionally, the Honorable Attorney General and Minister responsible for Justice and Legal Affairs, Elections and Communication, Senator Vincent Byron Jr., will seek leave to introduce and have read a first time Land Registry Act Validation Bill 2021. Also, he will move the second reading of Land Registry Act Validation Bill 2021. Further, the Honorable Minister responsible for Human Settlement, National Health Insurance, Social Security, Ecclesiastical Affairs, Social Development, and Gender Affairs, Eugene Hamilton, will seek leave to introduce and have read a first time Children Care and Adoption Amendment Bill 2021. In addition, he will move the second reading of Children Care and Adoption Amendment Bill 2021. National Assembly will be broadcast live here on ZIZ Radio, also viewed in TV Channel 5 and in St. Kitts and Channel 98 in Nevis. Will be also streamed live on ZIZonline.com. So, National Assembly tomorrow, 10 a.m. Okay. So this morning, as we getting back to our weekly programming here, weekly Frank and Candid, which is a short week for us, extra short, because as I just noted, there's also assembly tomorrow, so basically we're working on Thursday and Friday. Today, we'll just take it a little easy, but serious nonetheless. I had a conversation over the weekend with a friend who talked to me about an experience that was had with a particular establishment. It's an establishment involved in food, as in supermarket. And the person spoke to me about the experience they had with the customer service. And in speaking about that, I myself figured, well, you know, even though it was specific to this particular outlet, it is a problem across the board. And it's not just one supermarket or one group of people, but it was really something across the board, even if you yourself was focusing on that one particular supermarket. And so in light of that, I said, well, let's discuss the whole customer service issue in its fullness. Now, it is for all of us, I'm sure, a familiar scenario that I can paint. A service provider fails to live up to your expectations, and you feel that some restitution may be in order. Fair enough, right? Yet, when you call customer service to voice a complaint, you're faced with many times an automated voice menu. You're put on hold, or you're told that this particular agent is not authorized to process or give you a refund or make any redress. Most people have experienced, say, you have a several-hour appointment, open window. The service provider will be here between 10 and 2. 4 hours, 4-hour window. Can't give you anything better than that, 10 and 2. And then somehow they miss that too, right? You've been there, right? And also, many consumers have been stuck in endless phone loop, desperately trying to speak to a person, while the automated service, it will do everything but transfer you to a human being. Certainly, there are some companies, so let me hasten to add here, there are some companies that really treat their customers well, a vast majority of the time, but poor, even awful customer service happens often enough that nearly everyone is familiar with it. We are living in what we may consider a crisis of customer service and manners, which the old folks used to talk about, worse than ever. You know, some of these people that deal with you, they have no manners. That's how the old people would say, they have no manners. So the bar itself has been set so low, and so we expect, because of that, we expect certain things. You know, when you deal with a company, we expect to be on hold for 15 minutes or more. That's how low the bar is set. Now, when you talk about customer service, yes, it is bad in the private sector, but one of the major culprits is government service. That's still worse than anything you could think about when it comes to private business. As a matter of fact, government and customer service, which some would say, there goes an oxymoron. So why do people perceive the government as being poor at customer service? It's a song as old as, go back to the very first government. That's how old this customer service issue is when it comes to the government. Now, government is a bureaucratic situation you're dealing with there. It doesn't really reward good customer service. Now, government, by nature, it is full of forms. Government employees don't really care, because you see, there's another piece to that that may be adding to this whole customer service issue when it comes to government. Once you're appointed in government service, it's kind of difficult to get rid of you, you know what I'm saying? So people knowing that, they really don't care, you know? They come in and they do their time and they leave. Some people say government workers lazy. They could go on and on with that. But why are the perceptions of government so negative, employees? It's a complex question in a complex time. It's a question that doesn't have an easy answer, because government itself is one of the most complex human systems on the planet. And the constraints put upon many government employees, often for good reason now, make it difficult for government employees to meet the expectations of customers. With that in mind, here are some points to consider so we can get closer to the answer. The customer be it private or public, is someone with whom we interact with for a specific purpose. We conduct transactions with the customer within a set of rules or constraints that exist. Again, regardless of the sector. For example, while I may be a customer of Amazon, Walmart, TDC, Hartsford, what have you, I, as a customer, must conduct myself in accordance with a set of rules or expectations that are part of the relationship. I cannot steal. I cannot go in there and destroy their property. I cannot abuse the staff. Right? It's understood. It's part of the rules of engagement. Also, I cannot go into TDC and order some chicken. That's not what they sell. Right? Set the rules. In turn, that company has some obligation to me as a customer. I expect that I will be treated with respect by Amazon, TDC, Hartsford, whoever, by the staff. I expect that I will not be yelled at. That if I have a complaint or a concern, that I will be heard, listened to. Not necessarily obeyed. I'm not looking for that. As a customer, I expect to be provided with appropriate information and explanations. I expect to be helped, even if I can't get what I want. This is no different than members of the public who serve as government customers. And so when I walk in to, let's say, renew my driver's license, I expect to be treated politely and efficiently. I expect that I will be provided with appropriate explanations, and I expect that if I have a complaint or concern, that I will be listened to, even if I can't get my own way. Right? However, as a customer, I cannot, like I say, go in there and behave unruly and do whatever I feel like in order them to do something that's not in that business. Right? So whether we're talking about a government office or retail establishment, the customer too operates within the constraints and rules. Now you've heard the saying, the customer is always right. It's a motto or slogan which exhorts and really talks about how service staff should give a high priority to customer satisfaction. Now this came up many years ago from some successful retailers who coined that. They advocated that customer complaints should be treated seriously so that customers do not feel cheated or deceived. This attitude has, as it was then, was novel and influential because back in the day we had to deal with what we call caveat emptor, buyer beware. That was the common thing back then. There are other variations of that whole customer is always right thing, as in the case of the owner of Ritz, heard of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, who said that if a person came into one of their restaurants to eat and complains about a dish or complains about the wine, then his thing was that you immediately remove it and replace it. No questions asked. That was the whole idea behind this type of slogan. And there are other variations depending on what part of the world you are. Some go as far as saying customer is God, that kind of thing. Those, so different variations, but to make the same point. So why is customer service so bad? Because in some cases it's profitable. Sounds strange, but true. Now, there was a study about American consumers and how much they spend, how much time they spend Talking about on average, they spend about 13 hours per year calling to get things resolved. According to a 2010 study by the journal Cost Management, 1/3 of complaining customers must make 2 or more calls to resolve a complaint. And that ignores the portion who simply just get tired and they just hang up. There's another study done in 2017 by the Arizona State University, which says that over 3/4 of complaining customers were less than satisfied with their experience with the given company's customer service department. Now that's serious. So why is customer service still so bad? Part of the answer is that there's a subset of companies who purposely make callers jump through hoops with the hope that they'll just give up. And when this happens, the company saves money as far as having to pay out or redress any matter that will cost them. Now at first glance, this may seem problematic. What about, you say, customer retention and brand reputation and all of that? Some companies are very serious about that. But have you ever noticed that the companies with the large markets, those that control the market, depending on routes, for example, airlines, cable companies, phone, internet companies that has a big share of the market, right? They notice that they get away with a lot of stuff because customers, if you want that service, you really have nowhere else to go. So they tend to get away with much more. And so this may help us understand why some of the most hated companies are some of the most profitable. But locally, many of us have experienced how we are treated when we walk into certain establishments. You are standing in front of an agent, an associate, a worker, customer service worker, expected to serve you and you should have their full attention. But instead, they may be engaged in some other texting messages and phone calls and chewing gum in front of you, and they're doing something else with their nails, and they're talking to you, and like you are intruding on their, taking up their time. Not that you're the customer that provide their bread and butter. No, you are a distraction right now. I gotta talk to my girlfriend. I'm chewing my gum, I'm doing my nails, or whatever. Those are the things that we have seen, and those are the concerns that people are raising. And God forbid, then you have a time when you need to make a complaint. They make it seem as though why are you complaining? Just take it and go. I return something, and because it doesn't work as it says it should work, or it doesn't do for me what it should do. But they believe that I'm a nuisance because I did that, and they treat you as such. And as the grandmother would say, they just have no manners. What can you do? All right, that's my take this morning, this Wednesday morning. We will take a quick break. When we come back, 465-2555, 718-577-2916. We'll be back.
It's a Prime summertime with Digicel. We know you love Prime apps and content, so activate prepaid or postpaid Prime bundles or pay your Prime postpaid bill in full. Maybe Primetime TV and internet content are more your thing. Perfect! Sign up for the fastest internet speeds and best TV offers in Nevis. Here's your chance to be a Primetime winner. Win prizes every 2 weeks. Free phones, Echo Dots, MiFi, and of course, cash is up for grabs. You could be the crack prize winner of $1,000 cash, plus pick your best Prime buddy to win $500 cash as well. It's time to get Prime. Prime for summertime with Digicel. Digicel is better together. Terms and conditions apply.
refresh, and win $10,000 cash with Coca-Cola. Yes, you could be the lucky winner of $10,000 cash when you enjoy a 591 ml Coca-Cola Original Taste or 591 ml Sprite. Look under the special yellow cap to find your unique code. Promotion runs May 21st to August 13th. Terms and conditions apply. See press and in stores for details. Coca-Cola, open for better. Please follow all COVID-19 protocols when redeeming prizes.
Come to Sun Pharmacy for all your prescription medications and healthcare supplies. 2 convenient locations: Keon Street next to the Chinese supermarket and in the food court at Port Zante. Sun Pharmacy, we care about your health. Telephone 466-1074 or 466-1077. Sun Pharmacy, your pharmacy. Sun Pharmacy accepts all bank cards and medical insurance plans from Nagico Insurance, Sagico Insurance, and National Caribbean Insurance. At ZIZ, we want to take a moment to salute our small business owners and encourage you to support them. Our small business owners are always hard at work providing quality goods and services to you. They also provide employment for many and can be counted on to give back to our communities. Today and every day, we salute our small business owners and we say thank you for the opportunity to provide advertising services to you. If you're a small business, call us at 465-2621 to join our family of small business advertisers. Call us 465-2621. You'll be glad you did.
All right, welcome back to Frank and Candid on this Wednesday, the day after our long holiday. Hope you're rested, because sometimes after a holiday you're more tired than you was when you went in. All right, we're going to go to the phone. Say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. You're live.
Yes, Mr. Nias. Good morning. How are you?
I am well.
Mr. Nias, I respect your topics and your observation that you threw out. This morning I want to bring to the people's attention something that has taken place at CARICOM, where the Prime Minister of Antigua has just recently set up an office in Kenya. So earlier this year, Caribbean people in the diaspora could travel from Jamaica straight into Lagos in Nigeria, and it's just a great initiative now that we have the Prime Minister of Antigua has just made connection with the President of Kenya. So positive things are happening for us, Mr. Nias, because as much as we want to close our eyes to this pandemic that the enemy has created and given us a cure in vaccine, we now have to start to trade with the continent of Africa. That's our inheritance, and we need to wake up and recognize that this global warfare that they are throwing at us, it's like they recognize that their time is up, and the initiative is, I'll take them as much as I can, knowing that my time is up. They're not going to hand things over to us, Mr. Nias. I want our people to be aware and stay focused, because it's a global warfare. Many of us who have taken this vaccine for the pandemic, because coronavirus, some people are having side effects, Mr. Nias, but we don't know what is going to affect us 5-10 years down the line. So we need to stay awake, we need to be focused and be vigilant. Thank you for taking my call, Mr. Nias.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Yeah, good morning, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good topic, good topic. And no one come in this world to live forever. But you know, all kind of things come up, disease come up and so. All kind of things come up in this world because of human behavior and negative things that human beings try to do with one another. But I almost here, and I see nothing else. I know where else I can go and speak about thinking. Now, but Tony, did the customer appreciation, right? A few weeks ago, I had a problem with a young lady. This is attitude. And what I tell her that, you know, that ain't good to customer service because she don't try the attitude. And a lot of people say me should have a problem with you. And you come and you try the same thing with me. When you do that, when you doing that? If you say, how you can report me? How you can come and do me? I said, see that? I remember that. I like to people have a job, especially our poor black brothers and sisters. I will never put my black brothers and sisters out of a job. I could deal with it in a different way. And try to get you out of a job. You understand? And by the time when the lady with me, a few weeks ago, I'm in my relationship, I'm in my talking with it. And she set me to what I tell her. And you know that lady is one of the best ladies that to walk in place. Sometimes we got to deal with situation because some people just have a way and the attitude. And we got to deal with the people different. So I could have come to the radio and my last the radio said this and said that and said that and wrote it, but me and this. And she told me to come to realize that she went down with something wrong for me. And I told her that it's other people got problem with you coming here and you behave the thing towards them. And she accepted it. And I went back in there just a few days ago. And she was so nice to me. She walked up to me and gave me a nice smile. You know? But the plan went on nice. And she was like, radio. And I said that, you see what I tell you? You might be the right special one to me. But the God put it in the way that to come to go and stay with me. Because you might be the one to me for life. So you better plan a good topic. And let somebody get a chance. Move on.
Okay. Thank you. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well.
Couldn't have a better topic. Telephone companies, the worst. You call them, they tell you dial some number. You call again, dial some number, and you deal a long time. Nobody coming to you, either a machine, and sometimes even away. Your phone call gone. Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your input. Yeah. All right. Going back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Nye.
Good morning.
I actually tuned in late on your program. Tuned in just before the call before the two callers ago. So I did not catch the topic today. What has been shown out?
You're talking about the state of customer service here in the Federation. Why is it so poor sometimes?
Yes. I think I'm not really knowing what would be your opinion on it. My own personal opinion, I think there's lots of room for improvement in so many ways. You know, it's not consistent. I think that persons who are in those positions to provide such services, they know the basics, but for whatever reason, they relax it at times, and then it spells bad on whatever private company or whether you are in the civil service department. You know. Anyway, it is right across the board that the customer service needs to be desired, in my opinion. Now, I wanted to piggyback on something that came out of the conversation you had with Carla when you invited her on the show. Mm-hmm. One of the things that she lamented on is trying to reach our church congregation, especially our youth. And I think the onus is on our parents and the elders of those congregations to really pass the baton on to the youth. One thing I have observed in my community, the Newtown community, on George Street, the Hope Chapel Church. I felt so ill. One Sunday I was going down George Street and I heard these tumbali drums that you will hear in percussion in music, and especially the Rastafarians, the Naya Bingi, beating out those Bingi tumbali drums. In the church, I felt so elated because once upon a time, Mr. Niles, that was a no-no. So we see in the glimmer of light beyond, the tunnel in terms of should we take off our skin to be a Christian in terms of what would have been our cultural norms? Should we cook a pot differently than the way we cook our food? Should we leave all of these things outside of the sacred sanctuary when we're going to worship our God, because this, our culture, was considered to be demonic, primitive, barbaric, fetish, whatever connotation you want to put to it? I say no. That is who we are. And there are some songs that really rub, in my opinion, rub salt in sore. I really like a person of the cloth to explain this song to me. Wash me whiter than snow. What part of me should I be washed whiter than snow? And how far must I go to be washed whiter than snow? To enter. Because this pigmentation cannot be washed off. And so I must be accepted, going to the Most High, being in the congregation, and being me. Once upon a time in those congregations, you used to have an overseer, a Caucasian person trying to say, well, all right, let us hear what the person is going to preach about, because we don't want them to resort back to, or we don't want them to preach an African theology, whereas we as the person who are in servitude will shake off of this. Have you ever heard about the slave Bible, Mr. Nias? I think it is in Washington D.C. in a museum. A specific Bible that exempted certain passages in the Bible, in the scriptures, because if we were to read those things, we would see, Moses leading the children out of, these type of things, and they did not want us to tread on those grounds. Such is our story. So when Carlos said she was going to appeal to the churches, yes, because the youth are supposed to take that mantle, introduce these things into our worship, because there's a part of who we are as a people. Thanks for listening.
All right. Thank you. Let's go back to the phones. Okay, I think we lost that caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Nayak.
Good morning.
And good morning to the listeners home and abroad. Cargrown here. Mr. Nayak, I want to touch on these companies in the Federation that are claiming that the unvaccinated people will not work or cannot work. But
you have a company? You have a company that did that?
Mr. Nurse, we all know TDC are giving the staff letters and giving them warning that they must take the vaccine at a certain time and there will be punishment, because I saw one of those letters and read it. It was brought to me. And it is stating that they must take the vaccine in a certain time, otherwise there will be punishment. And they name out the punishment. The punishment they name out is suspension and termination. What I would say to companies like those, Mr. Nayak, how come they are not sending out to the general public that they don't want the unvaccinated to come and shop? Because they claim in the letter that they are protecting them staff, they are protecting the company and themselves. Nobody got a problem with that. But how come you want the unvaccinated customers to come and shop inside your business where most of your staff or all of your staff would have already been vaccinated? I want to hear from those companies and all those governments who are planning, because they are in discussion of also putting full vaccination in place, that I want to hear them say that those who aren't vaccinated don't come pay no bills, don't come do no business with us. Because then it means that the vaccinated is a threat to the unvaccinated who are coming in to shop. So the question I'm asking, why are they not putting out that they don't want the unvaccinated persons to shop and do business with them? Gone, Mr. Noyes.
All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and Queen and Zinger. Blessed them, my beloved African brother. How are you, the family?
We're all doing well. You?
Good, man, good, and the clan is good. Now, beloved, you talk about customer service. I talk about overall, specific to the governmental customer service. I'm talking about customer service in general in St. Kitts Nevis.
Well, in general.
Well, you see, brother, I'm going to tell you. Customer service, you know, people that need to teach them. They need to be, I don't like to use the word train, but they need to be trained, beloved, because all these certain race of people get good customer service in St. Kitts Nevis. Caucasian people and other people. And certain class of people, beloved, economic class. If they know them, if you got money, you got quote-unquote stature in society, lawyer, doctor, and they get things, especially if people, well, St. Kitts Nevis is a small place, so they know you will think. But when it comes to people who they think, you know, ain't got no economic power on them thing, get them all kind of, you know, shabby service, but people should never accept that. If you go in any establishment, so go spend your money, and you get, soon as they ring up, they say $50, $200, you just walk out, beloved, and spend your money with your people, them, but they must show respect, beloved. Me move off of that, beloved. No, but let me say, man, my condolences go out to Lala Hall, Lala Hall family over there in the Pan-African Republic, and to Alex Moses, his family, both in England and over in Ethiopia. Man, that's a brother. He passed on there, but that's a brother, childhood friend. He was like blood brothers, man. So my family, my condolences go to his family. And last, beloved, my condolences go to the family of the great Pan-Africanist, great master teacher, brother who I had the privilege, beloved, listening years ago in Harlem, United African Movement lectures. But Dr. Onoko Rashidi died in Africa on Sunday. Kemet, to be exact, where white people call Egypt, brother. Brilliant scholar, man. Lots of great African beloved. Now, I was a student of Dr. Ben, and he continued, and he chronicled the African presence in Asia, beloved. Nobody did it more than brother Dr. Onoko Rashidi, beloved. So, then go to him again, beloved, and we miss a great brother. Now, brother, now another celebration and tribute to our African ancestors. Emancipation Day has come and gone. These pseudo-Pan-Africanists and reparationists, hope they don't drop the ball like they're accustomed to. And I want to see, I wouldn't be surprised is what they think, you know. The rest of the year, 2021, I want to see what those pseudo-reparationists going to be doing, talking about, and let me see what the next move and thing. Because you got too much, you know, camouflage people, beloved, camouflage. You got to stop that, man. Not when it's a fashionable thing. Right? A true warrior says, is in the heat of the battle, they stand for their people and for their philosophy. Pan-Africanism, not when it's fashionable, when you're not being tested and you just want it for, self-glorification and publicity and a carpet beggar. No, beloved. So again, true Pan-Africanists never surrender, never retreat. And our thing going to be always be Pan-Africanism, yes, today, Pan-Africanism today, Pan-Africanism tomorrow. And we're going to always pay tribute to our great African ancestors, and we're going to build on what our African ancestors have left for us. Beloved, I know time is of the essence, so continue to listen, keep up the great works. Pan-Africanism will perish. One love, my beloved brother.
Okay. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Robin Niles.
Good morning.
What is the topic today, Mr. Niles?
We're just looking at customer service and how poor it is across the country.
Oh, customer service. We're not speaking about the disaster, the embarrassment, what is going on with the Federation of Sinkers and Nevis with our passport.
No, we're talking about customer service.
So that is not that important, national important. Customer service is the most important thing today. Wow. Very, very interesting. Customer service, Mr. Niles. You see, everything starts at the top. The people at the top that give customer service to the citizens of this country, talking about the leaders and the people who in charge. You see, we like to point finger to say customer service. What about the people in charge? Like every workplace, every department, and I say it all the time, if the people in the charge of the workplace is not treating the workers good, how are you going to get customer service from the workers? Let us be real, Mr. Niles. They run from the fact, I don't want to point the finger where the finger is supposed to be pointed. And I say it all the time. For me, customer service is the individual. Nobody could ever say that in my work I ever rude or behave bad to anybody. Never. You know why? Because customer service is that you got to control yourself. I deal with every customer you could think about. And you could never say that anybody could ever say that I'm unprofessional. You know why? Because that is my personal way of dealing with things. But everybody ain't going to be me. So if the people in charge are not treating the workers well, customer service could come from the way you speak to the workers, the way you treat them on the birthday, the way you do so much things to motivate them. So it's all about motivating the people to deal with the customer.
All very true. All true.
You understand what I'm saying? And I could use you as the example. Me had it out, and guess what? You came and what I said, I'll be coming in the yard. So use that as a customer. If you understand the point I'm trying to make, it's how you deal with people still. Yes, you have customers who are going to be very unruly. I deal with them too. But at the end of the day, when I finish, but thank you, sir, and you send me things and I gone. But again, Niles, if the people in charge and they go wide across the board, because everybody abuses the government workers, everybody abuses everybody. But if you're not treating the workers, government, business stations, everybody in a kind of cordial way, how you don't get the best customer service? Explain that to me, Rabbi. Because you're dealing with a human being. Now if I go to work, good morning, how was your day? This is from the boss. You tell me the next day we had a briefing and said, guys, you did a good job, or the customer was satisfied. Then I'm ready to work again, because guess what? You greet me nicely, you're encouraging me nicely. So if the feed off and the spin off will come back. Christmas, you give me a good nice bouquet of flowers, you make me feel nice on my birthday. Come on. So when Robbie come in the shop, the first thing I'm going to do is smile. When I answer the phone, when Robbie calls, how are you doing, sir? You having a good day? But Robbie, me tell them that, but you come in calling and making me work. But it doesn't mean that it is right. But if you're not treating me in a cordial way, it's human being. So let us be fair and be honest. The customer service at the bottom line must start with the people who are in charge. I'm not going to use American Airlines. I can remember when I was in the airport, the lady used to come from Antigua. Man, she give you best dress. She give you finish your lesson on time, so you get a bottle of champagne. You know, these are the things that motivate you to want to work. But if the people in charge in some of these businesses, and including in charge of the government, in government institutions, they're talking about just now, and not politics, so people don't take it the wrong way. But it's a general fact. If you're not treating people good in general, or you don't get the best of the human being, Robbie, and it's unfortunately, it is like that. Look at the Four Seasons staff, they're well trained. They're treated in a kind of way. So you can get the best from them. You can't get the best from people if you're not treating me the best. But that's me personally. I always believe customer service too. Nobody could train me. That is me in general. You have a lovely day, Mr. Nair, and I hope we can discuss this passport issue because it's a very serious issue.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of the day, Robbie.
All right, you too. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Yeah, good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Tony, when I put on BBC news at night, when generators go off, and listen to other news. I listen to news all over the whole world with this vaccination. And in Saudi Arabia, I think those are black people living in the country, right? The president of Saudi Arabia said that nobody should drive on the public vehicle, go in a public place, go in a doctor, go in anywhere you want to go, you got to vaccinate. And in other places in America now, you hear that they're passing the law. No, that you got to vaccinate. But then you know a little federation, you're trying to prevent COVID from spread to the whole of the nation. You got a problem with the Prime Minister, saying the Prime Minister is a wicked man. He wants people to tell him people that a Pastor and TDC and all those got the rule. And they said that they want the workers to be vaccinated because they don't know what will happen if you're vaccinated when you come work. What the Prime Minister got to do with that? The Prime Minister when he has said, the Prime Minister when TDC, the Prime Minister of the country, and he make all that thing. When hospital and TDC, when people are vaccinated and hospital and TDC them got the law of workers are shut down because of COVID. Even said, one person, or 3 person, or 25 person cannot prevent a company from shut down. So these people got to do what they got to do. But they're going around abusing the Prime Minister, abusing Mark Brantley, saying they're wicked, they just set up there and the other. Giving them up because of political reasons. When people in the party, then went and take the vaccine. You understand? And all of us come like a clown. Going on like some fool, like there's young labor and the earth in Sinkage.
Okay.
And it looks like ridiculous and terrible. Only to them not cussing people. Because people take the vaccine, people gun this, people gun that. Like a call all the time about you know going to happen about 25 years or about 10 years from now. That's how you think. People take vaccine all the time. Because that all kind of different disease come up all the time. And every time you go in there, you got to go and you got America, personally like that, whatever. You got a visa. You got to take your vaccine. Even if you're going to Barbados or visa, you got to take a vaccine. So I do know some people problem.
Okay, Carl. All
right then.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. Good morning. Okay, we lost that. Try this one. Good morning.
Mr. Nair.
Yes, sir.
You see some people seem that they do not understand people. They do not understand life. They do not understand a lot of things. Why are we want to compare when it suits us about the outside world? Timothy Harris said some years ago, let us not take the weed, the stronger, we don't have to follow the outside world. The tape is there. Now, Mr. Nair, we was in our bubble with the COVID. Nothing wrong with that. We had last year, we were doing very well. Nothing wrong with that. But why some people are trying to listen and understand what people are saying? This is not politics, brother. This is the nature of the human being and people's body. Douglas could take 20 vaccines, Congress could take 20 vaccine. Congress cannot tell me to take no vaccine. This is why I get in this thing twisted. Mr. Politics, this is people's life. You could say what you want, but the companies say what they want to do. That is okay. But you must remember and respect people's life. You're getting caught up in this thing about people they want to take vaccine and this. Stop getting caught up in them kind of foolishness thing. Understand people, what people are saying to you. Because if a man dead today from the vaccine, who's responsible for the man? Who's going to look after the man child? Let us not encourage foolishness. The Prime Minister is the one who agitates when we beat about the vaccine and the companies. Because he said it. He said this is where we have to go. The companies have to do this. That not should be coming from the leader. The leader should do like the man in Australia, since you want to use example. Listen to the Australia Parliament yesterday or whenever what the guy say. We're not going to have people talking about a mandatory vaccine. We're going to encourage our people to take the vaccine. But Mr. Politics, all you want to bully people to take the vaccine. That is wrong. So all we are saying as a nation, brother, we've been doing well. We say we're the end, we're the world, and all the accolades Timothy give us. And today you're going to watch me and tell me, we become a country where we segregated now as black people. So here we are. Just what you're saying, and we got to be careful because I are playing smart. When the white man said to us when we go in the shop, black man look at thieves so they follow us, we cussing. But today, you're going to tell a man, because he ain't back, he can't walk. And you're encouraging that, Mr. Politics. So when a man can't walk, what do he supposed to do? When a lady can't walk and she got a child, what she supposed to do? These are the questions you must tell yourself. These are the things you must be asking yourself. Stop go blind with a blind mask on your face and following all what Timothy tell you. King, let us think. Think it belongs to you and me. Because tomorrow, 20 years, my son, you're going to tell him also he must supposed to do something else? Nobody ain't saying they don't want to take no vaccine, Mr. Politics. Stop going with the wrong concept. All we're saying, we have a concern about our body. So don't tell me about Congress taking a vaccine. Because when Douglas was in power, we had a Warner Park Stadium with the cricket, and you refused to go. When we had the 25th anniversary independence, you refused to go. I even think it there with Simmons, and it was okay then. But today, 2021, we want to tell people must take a vaccine. You was on 4th Street. People must in the music festival protesting. You had a coughing in tongue, you leave charge that people climb and sing kids. But today, the Douglas said lock up file, Douglas said do nothing. But today you want to got people to be like they're criminal because they do not take a vaccine.
Right.
We need to look where we're going and understand what we're doing as a country. It's about the people.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Mr. Nair, again.
All right, let's see if we could get a couple more in here before we go. Good morning, welcome.
Yes, good day, Tony.
Good day.
Well, I'm calling from California, and I hope you enjoyed your today holiday. I missed the program for 2 days. We're talking about customer service.
Right.
The customer service is an international problem.
Mm-hmm.
It happens all over the world, and the most successful business are those with better communication between the workers, the employer, and the customers. But let's look at basics. Customer service is a problem in St. Kitts. Every time I come home, I have problems with the way I'm greeted when I'm spending my money, the way I'm spoken to when I'm spending my money, the whole national. But I think in St. Kitts, as and many other places, it starts from the top. If we have a government that's giving its citizens good service, it's going to trend down. And we don't have that. Not with what I saw on social media yesterday. We had poor customer service from our police officers, from our government yesterday with what took place. I'm not going to go into that. We're talking customer service. I don't want to straight in too deep into the political thing. But let's start from the top. Let's start from the top with good customer service. Treat the citizens correctly, and then it's going to trend down. So great topic, customer service. Let's look into it more seriously, because I'm telling you, we think it's going into tourism. and depending on tourists to purchase from us, we are going to have a problem if we keep up the trend in which we are heading, in the way we are treating our people who are buying from us. Have a good day and all the best.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good day, Mr. Nair.
Good day.
And how are you? I hope you enjoyed your holiday.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, the customer service, it's very, very hard to see. It's not of the best. A lot of persons, I think you're treated the way you look or who you are. It is not nice at all. You know, we have a lot of work to do on customer service. And again, Mr. Carl Brown, I don't want to talk about people's name, but you know, we keep lamenting on CDC them and stuff like that. We can't tell people what they want in the institution, you know. You have an option. You either take the vaccination or it's not right, but it's what they want in the place. So you have options. So you go by the options. You either have the job or you take the vaccine. You have your right. So, you know, let us love one another. Let us just love. We have to lack of love too much. And I find we bring up politics in too many things. Everything is politics. Politics. What about the love for each other? Love ourselves. Love God. You know, let us live and love one another. And be good. Be good citizens. Have a great day.
All right. Thank you for that. Back to the phones. Good morning.
It's Benaya,
Yes.
back again.
Mm-hmm.
Prime Minister, they have the Prime Minister on the stomach, and they're going to always keep it on the stomach. I agree with politics. If they say vaccination, some of them go on go away Christmas got shop. If they can't get to go, they go on blame the Prime Minister too. See you.
Okay. All right. Get one more in here. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, man. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well.
Yeah. Right now, the Federation has its third Prime Minister, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct, right?
That's correct. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. So now, for me, I'm already going to acknowledge that. You know, some people need to acknowledge that, and I'm looking forward to the fourth and the fifth Prime Minister. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for the Federation to move forward. They're still doing well, and they got the COVID under control still. You know, my condolences goes out to the three persons' family, the three persons that died. But from my observation, it appears that the Federation can try to start moving forward now, because if they're already gone past 70% with the first vaccine, the first shot, and to whatever percentage they're at with the second shot, well, those people who don't want to vaccinate, just leave them be. Just let them be and keep promoting good health and, you know, good eating habits. And persons just need to maintain a high immune system. For those who have already taken the shots, you know, woe be unto them. But those who don't want to take it, we just leave them be and move forward now, because the Federation, undoubtedly, to me, this is my opinion, it seems like at the point where they're at now, they can move forward. And, you know, it's time for the Federation and the citizens to look in that direction. That's my contribution, man. I wish you guys the best of luck.
And thank you for your contribution as usual. And that's going to do it for us today on this Wednesday's edition of Frank and Candid. I am Tony Nias. Tomorrow, House of Assembly is in session. I won't be here, but listen to ZIZ, listen to the debate. We'll be back on Friday. We can discuss all of that and much more. I'm Tony Nias. Have a good day.